So I'm making this video for FDH and Faith. Thank you for joining me on this. So I want to talk a little bit about hearing God's word, being led, and I want to give you an example. Now, this can be very difficult sometimes. I can say, first of all, there's times in which I have prayed and prayed and prayed for guidance, and I have not felt like that I'm getting any peace about anything. So certainly not every single time does God give you a response in ultimate clarity. Now, why is that? I don't know. It might be because it doesn't matter what your decision is. I know one time I was praying about where I was going to work, place A, place B, and I prayed and I was so conflicted. And I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and I was so frustrated because I wasn't getting any peace about either decision. Well, after the situation was all done, the decision was out of my hands. I didn't know that, but what happened was, no matter which one I chose, I was going to end up in place B. So ultimately, I was frustrated that I wasn't getting any guidance, but in the end, it didn't make a difference what decision I made because unbeknownst to me, the decision was completely out of my hands. So I think that's one reason why we don't get that. Maybe sometimes our personal desires cloud that guidance. Maybe we're not truly mentally open for whatever God has for us, and what we want supersedes it, so we don't hear it. I don't know. But this is an example of a time in which I really felt a clear guidance. So I've been sick with the flu Thanksgiving, Friday. Now it's Saturday and I'm out going hunting. I'm going hunting with Aiden, Golden Boy, Golden Dad, and Fumbles. And the only time I ever take baths if I have the flu. For some reason, when I get the flu, I want to take a bath. So Aiden had been really letting it known that he really wanted to hunt on Sunday because Storm Bruce was coming in. And Fumbles couldn't hunt that day. It's going to be too cold. The conditions. He can't hunt with his conditions much under like 28. And there's just no way he could hunt on this day. And I really wanted to hunt on Sunday, really badly. And but number one, I'm skipping church. Number two, I'm just cutting my dad out of the loop pretty much for hunting with us. So I was laying there in the bathtub, great mental image, I'm sure. And I was just praying about it. And what I was really praying about was skipping church. Now, I'm not opposed to skipping church sometimes. I don't think salvation comes through the church. I think salvation comes through your personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So I'm not opposed to skipping church from time to time. I'll say that first of all. Church is important, but I'm not totally opposed to it. You may disagree, but just to give you some clarity on how I feel. But I was feeling conflicted about it on this day. And so my prayer was really about skipping church. And this peace came over me. And I heard clearly and loudly, your number one priority should be making sure that you get in a hunt with your dad. He's 75. And that's the main thing that's important here. That priority is what should be the number one in your issue. Not church, not going to church, not going to church, not hunting Winter Storm Bruce, but making sure that you get in every single hunt with your father as you can. And it was such a calm, peaceful answer that I got during that time. And so, and here I am out now. I will honestly say I'm probably not quite physically up to it. Now, I didn't just make this decision to hunt today just because of that. But my decision making from the time in which I got that guidance was, if you can make that happen, make that happen. And I'm well enough to go. I'm well enough to go. So anyway, that's just an example of a quiet time praying to God, and you get a peaceful answer that just floods over you. I wish that it happened more often than it does, quite honestly. But it sure is wonderful and reassuring when it does happen. So, make sure you spend those quiet times praying about things you're conflicted about. Clear your mind. Make sure that you're open to what the answer is. If you're struggling to be open to the answer, here's what I do. And I don't always succeed at this, but here's what I do. I pray, God, I want you what you want. Lord, I want what you want. Make me want what you want. Make me want what you want. And I pray that repetitively. I really did that a lot in my selection of my most recent wife, because I had some really bad times in my life where my decision skills were really lacking, let's just say that. So anyway, get in those quiet times about things you're conflicted with. Start your prayer with God. Show me what you want, make me want what you want, make me want what you want, and then be open to it and listen to it. And I've been taught, and I struggle to follow this, and this is the last thing I'll say because it's getting long. I struggle to follow this a little bit. But everything I've been taught by my mom, my dad, everyone is that God will speak through peaceful understandings, not through anxiety and fear. Now, I really struggle with this one because I get anxiety and fear about things, and I think God's talking to me about that sometimes, and it really clouds me. But everything I've been taught and told is that God will speak to you through peace and clarity. So, if it's anxiety and fear, probably not from God. If it's peace and clarity, probably from God. So anyway, that's all I got from you. Hopefully we'll be posting more of these kind of from the field things. Feel free to comment and continue this conversation down below.